What's up, guys? It's your boy Matt from RamseyVoice.com, and I am super excited today because I am going to teach you how to teach yourself to sing. And I think that this is super important because let's face it, private lessons are really, really expensive for some people. And rather than being able to afford private lessons or maybe have access to a great singing teacher out there, a lot of people are learning to sing online these days. And so my goal in making this video is actually to give you 10 different exercises that you can do to teach yourself how to sing. Guys, you're gonna get 10 huge exercises out of watching this video that you can use to teach yourself to sing today. If these exercises go really well and you progress your voice a lot, maybe one day you'll take a lesson with me, and by then it'll be easier and we won't have to work on some of these really basic things. However, if you're just learning on your own, I think that a lot of these simple things that I'm going to show you today will really, really help you learn how to sing on your own. Now, before we jump in, you know what you got to do. You got to smash that like button. You got to comment with the next kind of video that you want to see me do. You got to turn on notifications and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to improve your singing voice through some other online lessons, check out my complete singing course, Master Your Voice. To get on the waitlist, just click the link. All right, let's jump in. When you're first learning how to sing, the biggest difference between learning to sing online and through YouTube voice lessons and stuff like this versus taking lessons with a private teacher is feedback. When you're actually here in front of me, I can be like, hey, look, wait a second, like you were a little flat there, or you were this or that. So I cannot emphasize how important it is that when you're teaching yourself how to sing, have a way of getting feedback about your singing. Maybe have some other people who are listening to you, maybe record yourself, and that way you can get an idea about where you're on and where you're off. Now, I'm going to show you 10 different exercises that you can start putting into practice today and start teaching yourself how to sing. You ready? Okay, the first place that we're going to get started is one of the easiest, and that's going to be in posture. Learning to sing with the correct posture can have the effect of making your voice sound completely wonderful just by fixing a couple small things. So the right posture for singing is called the tall posture. It's called the tall posture because when I have a tall posture, basically you'll see that my feet are kind of equal above my hips. My hips are equal below my shoulders. And if I'm keeping my chest comfortably lifted and tall, it just looks like I'm standing up nice and tall. Now, this is not uncomfortable at all. I'm just keeping everything nice and easy. And because I'm not just standing too close and I'm not losing balance, I'm not too wide, I'm just staying right on a nice balance point for my body, and everything is lined up. You'll also see if I turn to my side that basically by keeping my chest comfortably lifted, I've actually got a pretty straight posture. This posture is nice and tall and straight, and that's one thing that you can test out yourself when you're teaching yourself to sing by looking in the mirror. So all the time I'll have students like step in front of the mirror and I'll have them step to their side so they can watch themselves. Now this can be absolutely game-changing for your singing, so start off here. It's a super easy place to get started. The next step that we're gonna look at in teaching yourself how to sing is how to breathe for singing. And in this particular case, we're going to be looking at a breathing exercise to help you improve your breath control. In case you haven't seen it in other of my videos, the correct breath for singing is called the diaphragmatic breath. People say sing from the diaphragm or breathe from the diaphragm. All they mean is that as you're inhaling, your stomach is going to expand with the inhale. So my stomach comes out as I exhale, or as I sing, the stomach comes back in. And that just ensures that I'm not lifting up my shoulders or anything like that, going back into the posture. So in this particular case, you want to just make sure that your tummy is expanding on the inhale, it's contracting on the exhale. So I'm going to show you my favorite exercise for improving your breath control. And it's called the Farinelli breathing exercise. All we're going to do is we're going to inhale for a 4 count. We're going to hold for a 4 count, and we're going to exhale for a 4 count. And we're going to do it on a loop. So I'll just demonstrate that really quick so that you can kind of learn how to do it. You can look at your watch to make sure that it's going 60 times per minute, or you can also, if you have a metronome, set it to 60 beats per minute. Whatever works for you is great, or you can count out loud in your head. Whichever one works is fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4, so like hold for 4, and out for 4. And now what you can do there is as you get into the higher counts, like let's say like a 7 count, you're going to notice that if you inhale really too quickly, you're not going to make it to 7. Instead, you need to really control how long you're inhaling for. It should be a really, really slow and gradual thing. So I'll just demonstrate a 7 count on my own. So it'll be like a Now notice in no point did I just like blow it up all at once, and I didn't at the end of it either. Instead, it was very, very controlled. And I would challenge you to try to get up to like a 10 count or something like that. Just go until the point that you start feeling the least bit of discomfort. And at that point, you can say, okay, that's good for today. I made it to a 10 count. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back to the 10 count, see if I can get to 11, and continue challenging yourself this way. And you'd be amazed at how this little bit of breath control and a breathing exercise can improve your singing. The next step in learning how to sing and teaching yourself to sing, more specifically, is learning how to sing on pitch. And I have to be honest, this is probably one of the hardest things to teach yourself if you're off. In other words, when you're hearing a lesson in front of me, I know the moment that you're flat or sharp, and I'm able to help you correct it. And that's one of the biggest reasons to take voice lessons as a beginner. If you're learning to sing in pitch, then a teacher can help you like in that moment. But if you're learning to sing on your own, what you really want to focus on is recording yourself and listening back for any changes that you hear. You can also download a vocal pitch monitor where you can actually see your pitch as you're singing it to see whether or not you're sharp or flat. That has the added difficulty of like you have to actually know which notes you're supposed to be singing. So looking at the sheet music for whatever you're trying to sing, or a scale, knowing the scale pattern, and being able to compare that to what you actually see on the screen as you do it. However, if you just listen back or do a short voice memo on your phone, you'll almost always be able to tell the difference. But I'm going to give you a very, very quick exercise to help you sing in pitch today, right now. It's one of my favorites. It's called the 5-tone count. And the reason that I show you this exercise is because it's very simple. The scale is just 5 notes up, 5 notes down, and what we're going to do is we're just going to count that out loud on a 5-tone scale. So it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now guys, we're going to do that same thing, but we're just going to start down here on the C3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, listen back on your recording. Were you on pitch on all those? Were you a little flat below the note? Were you sharp above the note? See if you can take a note of exactly where you were sharp and flat. You'll probably see some patterns. You may notice that you're more flat on occasion. You may notice that you're more sharp on occasion. I don't want to pick on gender norms here, but I think that you'll see that most guys tend to be flat and most girls tend to be sharp, at least in this area of their voice. Ladies will do the same thing starting on the G3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, just keeping everything right on the pitch. If I ask to sing a 1, then you want to be right on it. 1 versus 1, or 1 above it. And that's going to help you immensely. The next step in teaching yourself how to sing is learning how to project properly. And projection means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and people have different ways of going about it. But here's what projection means to me and what I think it would help you with. Projection just means being able to be heard in the back of a theater. Like if you were singing on stage, you want to project your voice in a way that people in the back would be able to hear you. So you're not yelling, ah, you're also not whispering, ah, you're right in the middle. Ah, my voice carries so that people in the back can hear that. And one of the best ways to do that is to begin by speak singing the words. So let's look at, for instance, like, John Mayer's Gravity. He has a gravity is working against me. And you'll notice that he's quite breathy and he's quite light. Now, if you were actually on stage and he didn't have, a several $1,000 microphone directly in front of him, I think that a lot of people would have a hard time hearing what he was singing. So instead, what we want to do is we want to learn to project on those notes a little bit more. And by speak singing them, you'll find exactly the right way to do that. So for instance, let's just say those words. Gravity is working against me. If you just say gravity is working against me, then people in the back of the theater would be able to hear you. So let's try that same thing, but sing the words. So same feeling as I'm speaking it, but on the word. So gravity is working against me. I've basically just taken my speaking voice and I've put it on the notes, and all of a sudden I've got a much more projected, richer, and better sounding tone. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you don't want to sing breathy gravity sometimes. However, if you're actually going to be on stage and you need to be heard on stage, you've got a rock band, or you've even just got like an R&B sound or something like that, you're going to be competing with other instruments. And so you need to make sure that you're actually being able to be heard over that first before you start backing off on the tone. The next step in teaching yourself how to sing is learning to sing in chest voice. Chest voice, if you're not familiar, is the name of the range at the bottom part of your voice. So like notes in the lower range of your voice are known as chest voice. And if you want to see why, just place your hand on your chest and go high. If you go high and your hand is on your chest, most likely you're probably going to feel some vibrations against your hand. And that's exactly why they called it chest voice. Anytime you're singing low, most of the time you're going to feel some vibrations in your chest, whereas you're not going to feel them in another section of your body. So learning to sing in chest voice is really, really important because it actually makes a huge difference in the vocal tone with which you sing. So I'm going to show you a really simple exercise to help you boost your chest voice and your vocal tone immediately. Guys, we're going to start down here. We're going to go back to our trusty 5-tone scale. And we're just going to do that on gug, gug, gug. Like you're saying gut, but with a G at the end. So it's going to be like a gug, 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 gug. We'll try that again. Gug, 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 gug. I'm just saying it. Gug, 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 gug. Why did I choose gug? Because that vowel is very, very chesty. Ladies, let's try the same thing starting right here on the G3. Ga 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 ga. And again, notice that none of them were ga, too breathy and light, and another ga. I'm not just chesting it too much. It's just ga ga ga. It's just right at my speech level in chest voice. Great job, guys. The next step in teaching yourself how to sing is learning to sing in head voice. And head voice is kind of the opposite of chest voice. So whereas before chest voice is kind of like the lower notes in your range, your head voice is really for the higher notes in your range. And if you were looking for kind of like a feeling of head voice, just place your hand on the back of your neck and just go, woo! Just do kind of like, from the top down, and you'll probably feel a little bit of a vibration on the back of your neck or at the bottom of your head. You may even feel it without even your hand there. You may just feel some vibrations in kind of like your head cavity or your skull. And that's exactly why they called it head voice. Now, head voice is super important to learn because odds are, once you've learned how to use your chest voice, you're probably going to want to use it on everything. So everything's going to be, like just really, really loud, really, really chesty. But again, we want to find a balance between these different parts of your voice. So right now, I'm just going to show you how to find your head voice so that you can learn how to sing that more often. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be doing it on an octave and a half. Ooh. So it'll be an octave and a half scale like this. So it's basically just going up and then back down. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that on an ooh vowel. So guys, let's start here down on a C3. So it's gonna be like an ooh. Ladies, we're gonna do the same thing starting on the G3. So just let it go up there. Ooh, no strain. Ooh. Do not worry if you feel a ooh, like a big break in your voice or anything like that. That takes time to fix. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you an exercise to fix that right now. But for right now, just allow some of that head voice to come in and you'll be astonished at how your voice improves. The next step in teaching yourself how to sing is to sing with mixed voice. Mixed voice, in case you're not familiar, is basically the blending between the chest voice and the head voice together to make one sound. So it's not just chest, and it's not just head. Instead, I've got both. And the chest voice and the head voice mix is exactly what creates that sound of not having to break on your high notes. Instead, it just sounds like one range from bottom to top, and it's beautiful. So if you want to sing that, oh, won't you stay with me? I'm singing in my mixed voice rather than stay with me and having to switch back and forth them. Stay with me. Every note has a mix between the chest voice and the head voice. And one of my favorite exercises to work on mixed voice is the 1.5 octave G. So I was just doing it as an example, but now we're gonna do it as an exercise. So guys, we're gonna start down here on B flat, and we're gonna go on a G. So a G. And notice at no point did I just push up to it or Ladies, we're gonna do the same thing right here, starting on the G. So again, keeping it connected. Nothing is falsetto, nothing's just pushed either. It's that perfect blend between both of them, and that's what you want to find every time. Fantastic job, guys. In the next step in learning how to sing and teach yourself to sing, I want to teach you how to belt. And belting is a big deal. So if you want to learn how to belt, like in Adele's like hello, hello from the other side, and learning to sing with that really strong voice, you need to actually first have your mixed voice together first. So if mixed voice is a little bit difficult for you, go back to the gi, make sure that it's feeling really stable, and then start working on this exercise. I cannot tell you how much easier it's going to be once you find your mixed voice, because otherwise you're probably just going to push chest voice. And that's the wrong kind of belting. The right kind of belting, your vocal cords are totally relaxed. You're just adding a little bit more volume to them. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite exercises for learning how to belt. It's an octave repeat scale. And basically you're just going to sing it on na, like you're saying the word nasty, maybe even with a little bit of a bratty sound. So guys, we're going to just walk up, repeat that top note 4 times, and then come back down. So in my voice, it would be like this. Na 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 na. Now notice on none of them did I na and just push up chest. Instead I'm na 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 na. I'm right on the note, and that bratty sound is keeping me right in the right spot. Ladies, let's do the same thing starting on the B4 on top. So na 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 na. One more. Na 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 na. Now fight to keep it really sounding bright like that, but not na and just pushing for it, or na backing off too much. It's na 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 na. It's right in between, and that ugly sound will take you so far. It's perfect. The next step in teaching yourself how to sing is learning to do simple vocal effects like vibrato. And vibrato is a really fun one to learn on your own because it's kind of embarrassing to try it in front of other people first. So all you're gonna do to learn how to sing a little bit of vibrato today is we're gonna kind of fake it until we make it. We're going to just take our 2 fingers, place them 2 inches above the belly button, 2 inches below the sternum or the breastbone here. So it's right on your solar plexus. And if I go and pulsate like that, my voice will wobble without me actually trying to make it to. It just it's all happening right here from my fingers. And that's exactly how we're gonna create our vibrato today. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna sing that on an E vowel and then start to pulsate with the fingers. So it'd be kind of like an E. Now, what you're gonna find is that when you go up to that top note, if you just push in with your fingers and just kind of pulsate, you'll actually get the vibrato to happen. Now, believe me, that is not perfect. That is not what we want actual vibrato to sound like, but it is a start. And that is something that you can teach yourself really easily. Ladies, let's do that same thing starting here on this G. So, E. And again, notice that I just kind of pulsated on that top one. I'm not trying to make it pulsate. It's just happening because I'm using my fingers to actually kind of pulse into that. And if you start off with that feeling, you'll be amazed at how natural vibrato will actually come in as a result of that. The final step in teaching yourself to sing is learning how to sing songs. And I know that this sounds really obvious because vocal exercises are something that are pretty easy that you can learn to do from YouTube videos and stuff like that. However, actually learning to sing songs, singing songs is tough because the vowels changing, the consonants changing, the speed, the volumes are changing, everything's changing all the time, the melody. And when you're learning how to sing, oftentimes it's very easy to do that with vocal exercises and to improve your voice. However, when you're learning to sing songs, it's really important that you maintain an eye on that and making sure that you're continuing to progress on them. Now, let's say for the sake of argument that you're learning to sing Just Give Me a Reason by Pink, which is kind of a difficult song to sing because she's belting right off the bat into that just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. She's like right in her mixed voice and she's right in a difficult place to sing. So let's say that you're having a hard time. Just give me a reason. Your voice is breaking or and you're just straining into it. Instead, all I want you to do is take one of the vocal exercises that I've shown you so far, one that's been really easy for you to do, one that I will call a friendly or a home base exercise, and just apply that exercise to the melody. So like, let's say that the gee was working really well for you because you were trying to learn how to mix. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take the melody and we're just gonna replace the words with gee. Kind of like, so I've just taken the melody and I've replaced it with gee, with a friendlier exercise for me. So it will sound something like and it's gonna sound totally silly and it's gonna be crazy, but that's okay. You're practicing on your own. You're not actually singing in front of anyone just yet, except for yourself. So start to do it on an exercise. Then try to translate the same feeling that you're getting on the exercise into the lyrics. Just give me a reason, and you'll be amazed at how much better it gets. Because rather than focusing on just, okay, that's a J consonant with an vowel, and then give is a G consonant with an I vowel, and your voice is like having a freak out. Instead, you've just given it one sound to think about. And then once your voice starts to relax into that, then all you have to do is sing the lyrics instead, and it just couldn't be easier. Guys, however you teach yourselves to sing, always remember the most important thing is that you're staying really consistent with your practice. So because you're not actually teaching or working with a voice teacher who you see every single week, the most important thing is that you make a practice schedule and you stick to it. Guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. Make sure to like, comment with the next kind of video that you want to see me do, turn on subscriptions, turn on notifications, and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to teach yourself to sing with my complete singing course, check out Master Your Voice. Click the link to get on the wait list.